Hi everybody, it's Kathy. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to give you an update about Austin. He's home and he does have a pinched nerve from jumping off the couch. And hang on, I gotta pause. There we go. He does have a pinched nerve from jumping off the couch. So they gave him prednisone and gabapentin. And then, I was worried about him scratching so much because I thought because his nerves were tingling, he was like scratching, And so she said, yeah, that could be it. But also, she found two, not 20, not 200, two fleas on Austin. No scabs, no welts, no nothing. And he doesn't go outside. He uses potty pads. I vacuum every day, or my helper helps me vacuum it. I'm sorry, my arm's sore. Helps me vacuum every day. So, where would the fleas come from? Well, she said here, the weather got cold, and then it warmed back up. And then it got cold, then it warmed back up. And I said, I use Frontline on him every single month. And she said, our experiences in the last 2-3 months, Frontline hasn't been much of help to anybody because of the weather shifting like it is, and stuff like that. I don't know if you can see him, but I can't bend down so much. He's in his kennel. He is so chilling on gabapentin right now. And the prednisone is liquid form in a syringe. I'm like, have you ever tried to give a dog with a tiny little mouth and a pinched nerve who won't even let you touch him medicine like that? So anyway, got to figure that out. I'm thinking maybe I'll put it in some Cool Whip, whip it up, make a cup out of it. I don't know. We'll see. But the best part, he's home. And I am so glad he's home. And I told you one of my friends had a knee surgery recently and having a rough recovery and everything else. I want you to know that man had his caregiver drive him to the vet's office so he could be with me just in case Rainbow Bridge had to happen. And so I want to thank my friend Eric. And I said, Eric, this guy has a catheter in. Just had knee replacement surgery with a walker, and his caregiver, blew my mind. He came to be with his nephew Austin and me. And he also said, whatever it is, I'll take care of it. I'm like, okay, thank you. So, he was in the room with us. Doctor came in, or he wasn't in the room with the doctor, but he was in the room when, the doctor had gone out and got the medicine together, and then the technicians came back in and told us what to do and dosage and stuff like that. So he was in there for that. And so was his caregiver. And it was just absolutely sweetest. Sorry for the buzzing sound. That's a fan I got going on. Just so sweet. And I was so relieved. And I want to thank Nikki, too, who's my caregiver's boss, because I couldn't lift Austin. She came and she helped me with that. And everybody loved Austin. Everybody at the vet just Loved on Austin. And then they did his nails while he was there. And she didn't want to take x-rays. She goes, it's obvious he has a pinched nerve. Because she grabbed, she was gently massaging his body, and she saw where he would catch himself and move, and the leg would jiggle like I was telling you about. And she goes, it's probably, it's just a pinched nerve. He's still, wags his tail. He's not any kind of paralyzed or anything like that. We just need to get that inflammation down, get him some rest, no more jumping. And so, I got a month's worth of gabapentin. We'll see how that goes. And I've got, I think, 10 days of steroids, prednisone. It's just like they give us. You start off high and then you go down the dosage and stuff like that and graduate it down. And then they gave him a free treatment. Like, she asked me, like, when's his frontline due? I said, Thursday. She says, well, I said, it's not working. If it's not working, what do I do? And she gave me a different kind. And so they put it on. But you know how frontline, you start at the shoulder blades and go down the body? Well, she just did it around his neck, on the back of his neck. She didn't go down his body, so that's different. But that's not where the two fleas were. The two fleas, he had one on each side of his, like, behind his shoulder blades. But he'd been digging chunks and chunks of hair out. And I didn't notice any fleas. I'm thinking, well, what if you got them in your waiting room? Because if we had fleas here, my ankles would be getting bit, my feet would get bit, and, we vacuum every day, take trash out every day, so, I don't know, but, thank God he's home, and, my friend, I paid the bill. It was only like $216 or $217. So my friend said, well, he helped pay off the card. Just let him know how much it was. So, I mean, that'll be fantastic. But she says, you could go get a CT. She goes, I don't want to take an x-ray. What I really need to do is a CT. Because you can't see nerves in an x-ray. But she goes, I think this is pretty obvious what happened when he jumped down. And, he is getting older. But no jumping down, no jumping up. You don't need to be jumping for the next, month until this thing settles in. I gave him his gabapentin about, I don't know, 4 o'clock, 4:30, something like that. And he's chilling. So it's helping. He's not scratching or itching or anything like that. So, crisis averted. So thank y'all. Thanks for the good words, and thanks for the, good wishes for Austin. Prayers are answered. Hallelujah. Thank you.